Hello and welcome to the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Vox Markets. It's Thursday, the 10th of February. Starting off with Audioboom, where answers on a postcard in terms of who might be interested in this particular company. In the meantime, we've got the shares behaving very well in the sense that we've got consistent old resistance becoming new support. So we had that just last week as well around the 1570 level. New break or an end of day close through 1816, 1820, that kind of area. The initial February resistance could pave the way for a £24 target as soon as the end of next month, while we hold above the, say, 1550 to 1570 area. Moving along to Empire Metals, where it's one of those situations you're trying to sort of feel your way to see whether the shares are ready to bounce. The reason that they might be ready to bounce is that there is bullish divergence in the RSI window. So we had the lower low for February versus December. End of day close back above the December low at 1.02, which looks like we'll get today. Could at least take the shares up to the 1.5, 1.6 area, which was support for the shares on the way down. Time frame on that maybe by the end of next month, end of this month rather. Or a 4 to 6 week time frame if you are a little bit more patient. Moving along to stock which was sort of moving around a little bit before the latest announcement. Gapped higher today though through the 50-day moving average on Nanosynth, which is nice. Just probably want to see an end of day close above the December resistance line around I suppose current levels. And if we can get that, then we've got the door open, hopefully, for a move up to that July resistance line projection of 1.8 pence. Otherwise, I suppose the shares would just peter out in the 1.3, 1.4 area, as they have done since the end of last year. But looking a little better there, given the way that we've had that gap to the upside. And if we can hold that, especially on over the next 24 hours, maybe by the close tomorrow, that would suggest the shares are finally ready for a little bit of a lasting rally. Moving along to purple bricks, which is not normally the type of stock we look at, especially given the rather sad chart that we've had over the last few months. But there is bullish divergence here and the volatility has gone down. So it suggests that there could be a turnaround quite soon. Initial target here would be back to 24 pence at the 50-day moving average, even if it's not a lasting recovery for the shares. So maybe something to keep an eye out. Obviously don't really want to see another new low below 19 pence. Moving along to a stock which is in a totally different space in terms of fundamentals and technicals. We've got Petrotal with a great announcement today. Rising trend channel there from August. Top of the channel heading towards 50 pence, and that might be seen as soon as the end of next month, especially while we hold above the 30 pence area, which is the floor of the post-summer 2021 price channel. On another situation which is looking rather chirpy at the moment is Predator. And the good news here, I suppose, is we've had several days of blue candles, blue bars. And that is quite a rare event, I think, given the recent history of the shares. But extended base there, W-shaped reversal and above the 200-day moving average at 8 pence, looking for at least 12 pence, which is that July resistance line, and maybe you could squeeze up to former support on the way down at 14 pence by the end of next month. And the way things are going, maybe even by the end of this month, but upside value while we hold above the 8 pence level. Stock which is remarkably similar to the Predator chart at the moment is Premier African. Here we've had, again, several days of blue candles for the stock and just breaking the initial resistance there at 0.33 today at the moment. That gives us confidence that we could actually head up towards as high as 0.6 pence, and that this is actually just a mid-move consolidation. We're also in the run-up to a golden cross buy signal, and that tends to be the strongest part of the cycle, so pretty impressive stuff on the technicals there for Premier. This stage only back below neckline resistance at 0.27, really delaying the upside scenario in the potential 0.6 by the end of next month. Onto a stock which is trying to reboot itself or sort of actually cancel out the negative gap down that we had with the placing at the beginning of the month. What we're looking for now really is end of day close back above the top of the gap at 30 pence or 30.5 pence. If we can do that, either today or tomorrow on a weekly close basis, then we could see the shares back up to the mid to low 40s by the end of next month. If you're really fussy, maybe you'd wait for an end of day close above the 50-day moving average at 33 pence, but that might be leaving it a bit late. Normally the gap close signal tends to be a decent one for a stock or a market in general. Just a couple of stocks to go now. First is Thor Exploration, which is not blessed perhaps with the greatest liquidity, but here we did get a gap close signal. We effectively got that on the 7th of February with the end of day close around 14 pence and moved well since then. Gap through the 50-day moving average today does suggest that there could be enough momentum here now to take the shares up to the top of that broadening triangle from back in August as high as 23 pence as soon as the end of next month. And again, you've got these very strong looking candles there, opening at the low, closing at the high on 4 occasions. I don't think I've ever seen that before on any market, so looking pretty strong. And the final icing on the cake is the bullish divergence line there from back in December. So the only negative here really is a lack of liquidity, which may make the technicals a bit fuzzy, but as things are looking pretty strong on Thor at the moment. One of the most talked about stocks is Tomco. Covered it, I think, yesterday, but what's interesting here now is we've got a line of resistance there from September. That's running through around the 0.67 level. So looking for an end of day close above that, or a weekly close above that. If we can get that, then the target here could be the top of that rising May trend channel as high as 0.95 as soon as at the end of next month. We had our gap close signal basically on Tuesday with the end of day close above 0.62. But if you're looking for a fresh momentum trigger, then that would be a break of the September resistance line, which hopefully we will get in the next day or two. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.